Hey there, Dango Stu here. Today's video is about trying to make sanding a boat interesting and is proudly sponsored by marineengine.com. Because sanding a boat is quite boring, this video contains a few dad jokes, so viewer discretion is advised.
Of course, as soon as I started this project, Sydney had its wettest August in almost 20 years, so certainly delayed getting started, but eventually the sun did come out for me.
Got a bit of a poly pad here. I'm just going to experiment with how easily or not this paint comes off. We'll go get a drop sheet so it doesn't end up going everywhere. We'll see how it goes. Comes off pretty easily, but I'm kind of thinking I might be better off with a sander. So as well as removing the paint, we do a little bit of fairing in the process instead of just making it rougher. Certainly not rough with regards to coarse grit, just rough with regards to lumps and bumps. I'm going to try a little hand sand, just to be a bit of a masochist, but also just to see how hard it is. And we might go to a random orbital or something like that. It's actually not that bad, and it's going to make it easier to contain all the dust too. I think we might actually go old school. This is only 120 grit too. Could probably go down to 80 or something. So that motivates me to buy a bit of that. I don't know why it took me so long, but I finally got around to reading Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance last week. And I feel like it's really good timing because he talks a lot about this sort of principle of quality, which is really kind of, the Zen part, like being in the moment, just doing the best job you can, enjoying the moment rather than rushing for the finish line. So I think it's kind of really, appropriate for this project. Certainly the approach I want to try and take to it. Doing a mixture of sanding, a bit of hand sanding with the board, some just freehand around the edges, etc. But it's occurred to me I should probably try and get an estimate of this waterline. So it looks like top of this plank here, and then about centre here. Ow, that hurt. Cross waterline seems to start here on the bow, so I should actually make some notes. Really, I will do that. So about 2/3 of the way down the plank here. So I think I'll just do almost like some lofting measurements. Measure along the keel, say where it is, say right centre of the third plank at this point, centre of the fourth plank at this point, etc, etc. And that should help us recreate it.
This week I managed to catch up with Pablo, who is Mario and Chabella's son, and he showed me some more parts he had found that Mario had made for the boat.
So these are parts that I found for the rudder, for this one that Dad was making,
Yep.
The external one. That I'm pretty sure he's built that out of a solid piece.
Yeah, wow.
Cut with an angle grinder.
Yeah, wow. That's keen.
And then he started notching as well here for the
Oh, right.
to go in.
So it was quite progressed then.
Yeah, and I think this one was, in his mind, he had it angled the wrong way.
Right, for the weight of it to go down on the pins.
Well, I feel like
yes, it's going to fall out.
If the pins are on the rudder, they have to go down.
Yes, yep, I agree with you. Yeah, oh well.
If the pins are on the boat, they go up.
Yeah, and that's purely just because of that angle cut there.
I'm assuming, just because of that.
So it's not the end of the earth.
No,
but
no.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
I think maybe we can either leave it where that notch started and then trim a bit of that off, or just move it down.
Yep.
which I think there'd be enough space just to move it down that
Easily,
whatever that
yeah.
is, 2 centimeters,
Yep.
20 mil.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Gearbox is under the
Oh, is it?
under the window here.
All right. And see, this is the thing. It'd be interesting to chat about motors. So this is like, these are all the heights that Mario worked to when he did the engine mounts. And
Yeah.
let's go have a quick look. Actually, I had a look before, but I haven't had a real look. Like we just sort of peeked under the cover.
Yeah. Okay. Pull the hole.
Oh, nice.
You should be able to pull the front up. Actually.
Yep.
It was kind of done just to. Well, it was done like this, so then it could just be started without having to do too
Yeah, and
much.
it's got its own. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's got its own integrated fuel tank, which makes things
Yeah.
a bit easier too.
I think, like, I don't know, upon everything where everyone's like, oh, it's so big, it's so big, it's so big. But, like, I think this is what makes it look so much bigger. Like, I'm not saying it's a little.
Does it say how many horsepower it is?
What's
Can look at 14 horsepower. 140 kilos.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, so there was a hole, that did drill a hole in the side.
Oh,
so it
yeah,
could
yeah.
Start it in
Inside the box, yeah.
Just right here.
Nice.
Because I think his plan was always like, no, I'm going to keep starting it.
Yep.
Just to.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, good idea. Exactly. So I definitely think starting it sometime in the not too distant future is a good idea. But as you say, maybe get the fuel before we put old fuel through it.
Yeah, pull that one out.
Yep.
And
Just
I'm
drain
not
it.
sure water as well. There's like, this is all looking pretty dry clean, but
Yeah,
just
right.
dry. But it's not looking
Yep.
too bad.
Because this engine mounts transversely, it's going to be interesting to see how much room it takes up and how easy it is to move around the engine once it's in the boat. Obviously, we can reconfigure it a bit, relocate the exhaust, the air intake, the fuel tank, etc. But we'll see how it goes. I also ducked over to Cogra Bay to see Kyle, who I got the green runabout from, as he has an old Blaxland engine, which is a much more common style of engine to put in a boat like this.
And this is the one that's sunk or not one?
Yeah, this is has sunk. So,
Yeah.
but this was the one that I originally had all rebuilt and all that as well.
Yeah, gotcha.
So the muffler on it was all brand new,
Right.
and so were the cylinders.
Looks like they got enough metal to maybe rebore and...
Well, what he said was, as long as your bottom half is in good condition, the rest of it you should be able to find the people who have the molds to
Oh, wow. Okay.
remelt the metal in.
Okay, interesting. All right,
And I've
bit
got-
of research.
So the magneto and all that is still in perfect condition
Oh, okay.
because I've always kept it out of the engine. So when it
Oh, right, so it wasn't in the engine when it sank.
didn't go down with the boat, so that's always
Interesting.
I've always stored that in the shed,
Excellent. Well, that's good to know.
and I've got the rest of the parts of the
Carburetor.
carburetor
Yeah.
as well somewhere.
Very
They're
cool.
like those carburetors. I think they're like off old Harley Davidson.
Okay. So I'll be able to get one.
Motorbike.
It was good to see the little Blaxland, but our driver was waiting in the boat, so we had to get back to the island and get on with the sanding. Needing to do this much sanding feels a bit rough, but sometimes you just got to have the grit to get on with it. Sorry. After all this, it was definitely time to have a yerba mate with Carl and learn a little bit more about South American culture in the process.
Of course, you're not very authentic gourd. It's stainless steel, aluminium, probably.
Got your suspicious looking bag.
True. Yes. Don't walk through airports with yerba in your.
It's kind of half full.
I would say like, yeah, 2/3 full, I would say.
yeah.
Sort of depends on how strong you or how long you want it for. And then what you can do if it starts to go a little weak, you just get rid of half, put half fresh yerba,
Yeah.
and you can just keep going.
Keep going. Yeah.
Put a little bit of just cold water in here just to soak. I do have a cousin who likes it bitter,
Yep.
but it does taste different. That I can sort of vouch for. It's not a...
So the soaking gets rid of the bitterness.
Yeah. And we're going to do this Chilean style, and we're going to share a bombilla stew, you know?
Like family.
As though we were like, old family. We'll give it a bit of a wipe. I'll use my sleeve. That's the...
Didn't you say the moment they know they truly accept you is when they don't wipe?
When they don't wipe, yeah. If
okay.
you're ever in Chile and you get to know somebody really well, the way to know whether you're really, really in the in-group is I'll hand you the yerba,
Nice.
the gourd, without a wipe.
Without wiping.
Then you know. That's it. You've made it.
Yeah.
And then what we do with this, which is what my wife Liz doesn't like, is you spit this out into the sink, and you might spit the first hot one out because it'll be quite cool.
Right.
It's a little lukewarm, so it
All
probably
right.
needs a little bit more.
Okay. We're still going.
So, but
It's quite complicated. It's more complicated than fixing a boat.
the thermos makes it a lot easier. So one person is normally the matero, which you've adopted that by pouring mine.
Oh,
So now
okay.
you're responsible for keeping the whole thing going. One funny
Pressure.
thing to keep in mind as well, if you're in Chile and Argentina, when you hand your yerba back to the matero, the person
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing, if you say gracias, it means thank you, I'm done.
You're
Like,
done.
that's my last one.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people will only get one because they'll, like
thank
if you
you.
normally
Yeah.
say thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're done. And then you wonder, why am I not getting it?
Why am I not getting it?
What have I done wrong? You know?
That's pretty funny. I like that.
And so
That's a good
it's
tip.
like, yeah.
So tell me about the name E2K.
It's an interesting name. For me, I thought it was an indigenous name.
Yeah, okay.
Because a lot of times indigenous names have that kind of Y, starting
the
with Y
construct,
and, the construct. But I think you mentioned it was Ituque,
Yeah.
which is like, and so what kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Or so what with you? Kind of
Yeah.
What's going on with you? Ituque. What's going on with you? So it's a nice little shortening of that
To a punchy
interesting
boat name. Yeah.
But when you look at it, you think, how the hell do I pronounce this?
Yeah, right. Yeah, true. Yeah, and that's as a Spanish speaker, you're saying.
Yeah, but knowing that, it's like, okay, now I know how to,
Now you get it,
how to
yeah.
say it. But yeah, it's kind of cool.
Sanding is quite tedious, but it's also a little bit addictive, so I've just been coming down each day to take the edge off. It's tiring though. By the time I get home, I do tend to be a little bit abrasive. Today, Shabella and I are going to push on and do some more sanding. You can kind of see how textured it is here, hopefully. So what I've been doing, I'm going from about this, sort of sanding to this, where there's a little bit of the old paint in the low spots, and I've been quite mindful, even using a bit of sandpaper without a backing block, getting in, just making sure none of it's loose. And I think we're going to have enough adhesion on the glass here for the primer to kind of really seal this in. And obviously it's doing a bit of fairing for us because these are all low spots. Ideally, I'd get it like soda blast or something gentle, but you know, the boat's on the island, the budget's tight, so I think we're just going to keep going this way, and then yeah, put the epoxy primer over the whole thing. The epoxy primer, I believe, is also advertised as being good as a tie coat, which is used when you don't know, you know, the paint that's on a boat, so you put a tie coat over and then you can start with a new system. So I think this is going to be the way to go. Otherwise we're sanding right through the glass to get it fair, or blasting it. Certainly not leaving anything that looks flaky and not well adhered to the boat.
Since I was here last, the flowers have come out It helps a lot with focus.
Looks good.
I think it's, yeah.
And I think once we get it off, like even if we end up getting fresh sandpaper, like it's definitely blending in nicely here, and you can see how much more of that's come off.
Yes. Here then there is just the smoothing it. Because
Yes, it's just the new.
Paint.
Yep.
Yes.
But also when so we're going to do a primer, then there's another white paint that goes on that's very easy to sand, so it's like a fairing thing. So we do the primer,
Okay.
then we do the white paint, then we sand the white paint, then we put the red on.
Okay.
So that'll smooth it off, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. That will be good.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the end of the sanding now, so next video we'll be getting the paint on. The plan after that is to move the boat closer to the water's edge while it's still at its lightest. There we'll turn it right way up and start painting the inside before installing the engine, prop shaft, rudder, etc. Thanks to everyone who chose to become a channel member and support this project, and I'll see you all in the next video. You're very industrious.